Alright, in this video we're going to learn more about prisms, and we're going to learn particularly about how to calculate the total surface area. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down the formula, and then we're going to understand what's what in the formula, and then we're going to learn how to apply it with the help of a couple of examples. So the formula for calculating the total surface area is P times H plus 2B. Now I know what you're thinking, that what's P, what's H, and what exactly is B. So when we say P stands for perimeter, and perimeter of the cross section. So remember, P is for the perimeter of the cross section. Okay. H is for the height, but height of what? Height of the prism. So H is for the height of the prism. And what is B for? B is for the area of base. B is for base, but the easier way to remember this is that when we say base, we don't necessarily mean the surface on which the prism is resting on. We mean the cross section. So here we have the area of cross section. Okay, so let's understand this with the help of these two examples here. So in part A, we have to calculate the total surface area, and in part B also. So let's begin with part A. So when I'm solving part A, the first thing I need to do is I need to figure out, first I need to identify what the cross section is. Okay, so if I try and identify what the cross section is, I'll highlight the cross section for you in purple color. So this right here is the cross section, which is triangular in shape. So I'm just going to redraw it here. So this you can see is the cross section. So this is an isosceles triangle with two lengths 5 and one length 6. And what exactly is the height of the prism? So height of the prism, remember, is the perpendicular distance between the two identical faces. So the perpendicular distance between the two identical faces is 15. Okay, don't confuse height with 4. 4 is just the height of the cross section, it's not the height of the prism. Okay, height of the prism is 15. Now we figured what the cross section is, we figured what the height of the prism is. So now it's time to apply this formula. So if I want to calculate the perimeter of the cross section, that's going to be 5 times 6, and then I want to multiply it with the height of the prism, which is 15. Okay, so that's P times H, done, plus twice of area of base. So how will I calculate the area of base? And area, by area of base I mean the area of cross section. We can say that the cross section is a triangle, it's an isosceles triangle with base 6 and height 4 centimeter. So how do you calculate the area of triangle? It's half times the base times the height. So now it's just a matter of adding this up, and let's see what do we get. So this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled out. 5 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. So 16 times 15, we'll work this out in a second. And then 6 into 4 is 24. So 15 times 16 or 16 times 15 is going to be equal to 240. Let me double check. 150 and 90. Yeah, 240. 240 plus 24 is going to be equal to 264. And don't forget that the unit is going to be centimeter square, since we're talking about area. Okay, that was part 1. Let's do part B. Let's again understand how we're going to calculate the total surface area here. So it's always best to redraw the cross section. So I'm just going to do just that. I'm going to redraw the cross section for myself. So this right here is a cross section. This length is 5, this length is 7, and let's see if I can figure out what this length is. Yeah, I can do that, because this length right here is 6 centimeter, right? And this entire length is 7, so that means this is going to be 1 centimeter. Okay, and let's see if I can figure out what this length is going to be. So let's see, this entire length is 5 centimeter, and this little part is 2, so that means this right here is going to be 3 centimeters. So let me just highlight the lengths for you: 3, 1, 5, 7, 2, and 6. So with the help of this, I can easily work out the perimeter. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to find out the perimeter, for which I'm going to take 7 plus 5 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6 plus 2. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to times this by the height of the prism. So height of the prism, you can see, is 9. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this by 9 plus 2 into area of cross section. Okay, so how will I figure out the area of cross section? Let's see. So I'm going to have to break this down into two rectangles. So if I draw a line here, So the rectangle at the bottom is going to have dimensions 5 by 1, right? As we saw earlier, that this length is 1, so the area of this rectangle is going to be 5 times 1, and the area of the rectangle above is going to be 6 times 2. So this is going to be 6 times 2. So 6 times 2 plus 5 by 1 times 2. So 6 times 2 plus 5 by 1, and we're going to multiply it by 2. Now the reason we multiplied by 2 is because we have one in the front and we have the exact same shape at the back also. Okay, so let's now try and work this out. 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. 16 plus 6 is going to be 22. 22 plus 2 is going to be 24. We're going to multiply this by 9 in the next step. Let's work this out. 6 times 2 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, so 24 times 10 is 240. So let's take 24 away from that. So that's going to give us 216. Is that correct? Yeah. So 216 plus 12 times 5 is 17. 17 times 2 is 34. So let's work out 216 plus 34. 216 plus 4 is going to make it 220, and adding 30 to it will give us 250 centimeter square. So this is how you calculate the surface area of any prism, in fact any uniform solid for that matter. And I hope this is clear now. In case it's not, let me know in the comment section, and in case there's a past paper question that you want me to solve, please do let me know in the cross section. I will definitely be making more videos on mensuration in the coming days, so make sure that you have subscribed to my channel in case you haven't. So I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.